Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your May 2017 mid-month readings. Thank you everyone for joining us here today, and welcome to any newcomers who may be here with us for the first time. Thank you for continuing to watch and listen and follow and subscribe to my channel. And thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for one-on-one readings. It's always an honor and a pleasure to read for you. And thank you to my regular clients as well, particularly in the consistent feedback that you send and how our readings continue to play out in your lives. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can go to the About or Description button on my YouTube channel's homepage for some more information, and my email address, which is Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to do a personal reading with you, live or recorded. I do a variety of readings: love and compatibility, career, work and finance, year overviews, etc. So if you're interested, look at the description box and send me an email and we will go from there. Current turnaround time for personal readings is anywhere from a few days upwards of 2 weeks, but since I do readings full-time 6 days a week, I'm usually able to get back with you pretty quickly and set up a reading within a 2-week period of time. So moving right along, remember these are general readings. They're not going to resonate the same for everyone who watches them, or mean the same thing, of course, for everyone who watches them, because there's thousands of you watching. So make sure to check your rising and your moon sign videos. They may play out a little more predictively, and watching all three gives you additional bits of insight and clarity into what's going on in your life for the time frame that the readings cover. So these are the mid-month readings, and for the beginning of the month generals, I usually pull 8 cards, 2 for each week, and I have been for the last year or so doing that for the mid-months too. But in the interest of time and the videos being so long, since we're only looking at the last couple of weeks of the month rather than all 4 weeks of the month, I'm only going to be pulling 4 cards, 2 cards for each week, with an additional 5th card from the bottom of the deck for overall energy and advice to make the readings a bit shorter and more precise, well, as precise as general readings can get, just a little more efficient. So let's move right along into this. This reading is for Leo the Lion, the fire sign of Leo, for May 2017 mid-month. Let us see what the remainder of this absolutely gorgeous month of May has in store for our lions. The fire sign of Leo for May 2017 mid-month. And by the way, for those of you who are interested, I did begin doing short love snapshots at the beginning of this month. The response already has been overwhelmingly positive, so I will be continuing with those. I will be putting those out somewhere in the first few days of the month, directly after the general readings. And thank you for the feedback on those. Okay, Leo. For the middle of the month, around the 3rd week or so, we have the 5 of Swords accompanied by the 8 of Pentacles. For the last week of the month, towards the end of the month, we have the Sun paired with the Knight of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, your crowning card representing overall energy and advice for the remaining couple of weeks of May, we have the 4 of Wands. What a great, great reading. Nice cards. Let me just take a look. Okay, Leo, let's begin. So around the 3rd week of the month, right around now, because I am recording these on the 14th and 15th, and by the way, today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to those of you for whom that applies. So week 3, we have the 5 of Swords accompanied by the 8 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Swords, air energy, that's the element that governs swords. This suit is all about what goes on up in our heads, basically our words and our ideas and how we communicate them, our belief systems and outlooks and perspectives. It's a mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. It's also about illumination, truth, clarification, higher education, and learning. So the 5 of Swords it's a card that technically represents victory. I say technically because sometimes it can represent a victory that comes at a high cost, winning at a high cost, or moving up the ladder of success, perhaps by stepping on other people. I've had this come up sometimes in career readings where people have been quite ruthless in advancing themselves. The question which usually accompanies the 5 of Swords is something worth it? Is a situation, a battle, something that you've been struggling for, struggling against, is it really worth it? Because it requires a lot of effort and it takes takes a lot out of you, and it may come at the cost of personal relationships. Sometimes the answer is yes, it's worth it, and sometimes the answer is no. It can also represent a battle or a challenge that's been won, but it's really come at quite a high cost. You can see that this man has just finished a battle or a challenge of some kind, and while his enemies or foes, what he's been struggling against, are defeated, he's gathered up all of their weapons, their ability to hurt him, and he's holding his own sword aloft in victory. But it's still kind of a bleak looking card. He looks tired, worn out, exhausted. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. This battle or this challenge, what he's been striving for or striving against, has cost him quite a bit. And the question is it worth it? Has it been worth it? Are you in the middle of a struggle and it's taking a lot out of you? It may be causing the people around you harm or pain or conflict, and continuing with it may actually cost you relationships or harm to the relationships in your life. So is it worth it? And again, only you can answer that. But actually, I feel like for the majority of you, Leo, that this is a battle this is something that you've been fighting for, perhaps fighting against, but with a goal in mind, with an objective in mind, and that actually you're winning or you're coming out on top is a positive thing, even though it may have come at a high cost, even though it may have been a struggling, and even if perhaps it's caused some conflict or even some separation in relationships, I feel like it's something which is this actual source of celebration for you. And it's because of the level of hard work, determination, sheer effort, and maybe just sheer repetition that you've been putting into it. Because that Five of Swords is paired with the Eight of Pentacles. So here we have earth energy, which is the element that governs the suit of Pentacles. And this suit, the energy usually manifests in tangible ways or in tangible results of the efforts we put into things. So often Pentacles can reflect things like money, finances, property, real estate, work, our job, things that we can see and touch and feel, or things in the concrete, world that we live in day to day. The Eight of Pentacles I call the worker bee card because it represents work, hard work, consistent work, perseverance, determination, attention to detail, maybe getting up earlier, staying up later, staying at work or whatever it is that you're working on, long after everybody else has. For those of you for whom this might be related to work or career path, for those of you who are not working, this could just represent a level of effort and determination and detail and perhaps repetition that you're putting into something, perhaps a project or something that's important to you. And it's about being successful at it because you've been doing it step by step. You can see this man is hard at work on this Eighth Pentacle, and he's come pretty far. Remember, tens represent the end of a cycle, full achievement. So the fact that you're at an 8 represents a lot of determination underneath you. You've been very successful at building up this solid, stable foundation for yourself, whether it's in actual dollars and cents in a job or a business, or just something, a project of some kind. It could even be a relationship that you've just been investing in step by step, slowly, steadily over time. You've built up and built up till now you're at the 8th. So paired with the Five of Swords, it's coming out on top. And in work and career, in job and career business, this could represent a couple of different things. Remember, this is a general reading. There's a lot of you watching, so the story is going to split off a variety of ways. This could represent an actual challenge or struggle or conflict that you've been going through at work or in your career path or in business somehow. You may have been going through financial difficulties. You may have been involved in an actual conflict with other people, difficulties with a project. For those of you who aren't working but are involved in something else in your life that you're working just as hard at, again, it could represent that you've put a lot of attention to detail. Maybe you've been working a lot, working overtime, working 2 jobs, working at multiple things, getting up later, staying up at night, putting a lot of yourself into this. And it may have come at a high cost. It may have even caused some conflicts in personal relationships or even caused separation in those. But the victory itself, I think for most of you, for some of you, this can represent, maybe winning and realizing that it might not have been worth it. But I think for the majority of you, it's a victory, it's coming out on top, or it's the successful completion of something because of the level of dedication and hard work you've put into it. I think for the majority of you, I'm getting a very positive feeling to this. And also, we always look at the cards surrounding it to place it into context and kind of clarify it or open it up in a deeper way. And the next two cards representing the last week of May, roughly, time being kind of fluid, as I always say. This could be energy going on right before, right after. So at or towards the end of May, the last week or so of May, we have a gorgeous combination of cards. We have the Sun and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Sun is a major arcana card, fingers of the divine, as I like to call them, because they do represent energies of God, Spirit, the universe, our angels and guides, energies we have no control over. The Sun represents, it's probably one of the, if not the best, most positively aspected card in the tarot deck. I always want to breathe a deep sigh of relief when I see the Sun. It does represent an uplifting of energy, a loosening up of tight or restrictive energies. If finances have been difficult, particularly those of you for whom this might be more, this might resonate more as a financial reading or work and career business, this can represent things getting easier. Maybe you've been working really hard to make ends meet or make that mortgage or, pay your employees or whatever it is that you've been working at. It could be, for some of you, this could be looking for work as well. For some of you, this work could be actually your work has been looking for work, looking for a job, working to get promoted. You can still apply this same energy to relationship and spirituality, although I'm getting more of a work, career, or project-related energy, but you can apply this to relationships as well, working very hard at a relationship perhaps that's had some difficulty, strife, or conflict. The Sun represents an uplifting of that energy, finances being loosened, worries maybe not going away or maybe not going away, but lessening. If you've been sick, this represents, health, healing, life, love, warmth, laughter, everything you think of when you think of the Sun. The Sun illuminates, it clarifies, it brings answers, it reveals things. There's a strong social theme to the Sun card too, and you have the Four of Wands as your overall energy, which is also a celebratory get-together kind of feeling too. It can represent, vacation, getting away, kind of letting it go, things getting easier, better, brighter, answers being brought to light that perhaps you didn't have before, success, and a sense of relief and happiness and joy, and just having fun as well. Now, the Sun card is paired with the Knight of Pentacles, more earth energy here. So knights are the bringers, the deliverers of the tarot, the defenders. When you think about the knights in medieval times, they were sent out and they, on missions and quests, and nothing was going to get in their way, and they brought back results. So often knights can represent something being brought to you, or you presenting something to somebody else, but more often offers and opportunities being brought to you or showing up for you. And it can also represent the speed at which a situation moves. The Knight of Pentacles is a slower moving energy of all the four knights because he's governed by the element of earth, but it's very dependable energy. This is maybe a slow moving opportunity or situation or person, but it's dependable, it's reliable, step by step until it gets done. It's similar energy to this, the Eight of Pentacles as well. So this is an offer or opportunity coming to you, Leo, which is tangible in nature because it's Pentacles energy. So this could be, and this is part of what's making you feel so happy towards the end of the month. So what is this tangible offer opportunity? Well, it's going to depend on who's watching. This could be a job offer. It could be a job promotion, in your currently existing job. If you're not working and this is more about a project or something, you've just been investing a lot of yourself into a lot of time and effort and money and love, whatever it is, a project or even a relationship of some kind. This represents this opportunity coming to you, and it can also represent just a straight up offer. This could be a job offer, a job promotion. It could be an offer on your house for those of you who are looking to sell your house or who are looking to buy a house. Because I'm getting moving, relocation, almost as if there was the Ace of Pentacles. There's not, but it could be that. It's a tangible offer or opportunity. It could even be property related as well. For some of you, this could be a relationship offer or opportunity. But I feel like it's more tangible than that. And again, I feel like however this resonates for you specifically, Leo, depending on who's watching, this offer or opportunity is coming at or towards the end of May 2017, somewhere in that last week, possibly into the beginning of June. But I feel like it's because you have stuck in there, you have refused to give up, particularly those of you who have been unemployed, looking for work, looking for more work, looking to advance or move yourself up in some way, perhaps looking to start your own business if your business has been undergoing some difficulties or finances have been undergoing difficulties. There's clarification, there's illumination, an answer popping out, this offer, this opportunity being brought to you or appearing in front of you at the end of May. And it's wonderful. You're feeling so much better and so much happier. It's a joyful energy. Some of you may be traveling towards the end of May or finalizing travel plans. Maybe you're planning to go on vacation for the summer now that we're into the warmer months, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. Again, however it resonates specifically, it's directly linked to the effort that you've been putting into it. So job well done. Celebration energy too. And there may actually be, some of you may be celebrating, maybe going to an actual celebratory party or function, or throwing one yourself to celebrate whatever this is about specifically. Because your overall energy and advice for the last couple of weeks of May is the Four of Wands. This is fire energy. That's the element which governs wands. It's creative, manifesting energy, very dynamic and fluid, change, movement, action, power, building, creating. The Four of Wands, the four is a number of stability and harmony and happy family, so there is that sense too. It's a celebratory card, people getting together to celebrate. It could represent an actual organized event like a wedding, an anniversary party, a birthday party, a graduation. You may be, and again, some of you may be going on a trip and you're just kind of spending a lot of time with friends. It's also that often referred to as the happy surprise card, because this can be the universe's way of saying that a joyous surprise is in store for you, a happy surprise. And for some of you, it may come up at a party of some kind. So don't turn down any invitations over the next couple of weeks to go to an event or a party or an organized thing, even if it's very formal like a wedding or casual like just a summer barbecue or an invitation out for drinks or dancing. Don't turn it down. You might be pleasantly surprised at what happens to you there. And if there's nothing on the books coming your way for the next couple of weeks, well, you could always plan a get-together yourself, barbecue, something of that sort. You may be surprised at what happens there, but it does look like, it feels like there's already some beautiful things happening for you the last couple of weeks of May, Leo, but there is an unexpected element coming too. Something, this happy surprise, this joyous surprise is coming. Don't know what it is because it's a surprise, but it may happen at an event or a party of some kind, but it's going to be happy, blessing, surprise for you. The story is splitting off a variety of different ways in terms of what it is specifically, particularly this offer or opportunity. But I feel like you're going to be spending the last couple of weeks, particularly the end of May, Leo, in a really, really good mood and really enjoying yourself, and perhaps sharing that celebratory energy with friends and family as well. So Leo, that pretty much wraps up your May 2017 mid-month readings. Thank you so much for watching it, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's brought you a little bit of insight and clarity for the remainder of the month. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, just click on that About or Description button for a little more information, and my email address, which is Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the June 2017 general readings, and until then, Leo, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.